how's the day so far, guys?
It's going
Not
good.
too
Yep.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's nice and hot.
Awesome. Awesome. So, guys, your sophomore album, Obsidian Eye, was out on July 11th. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production that goes behind this new album?
The songwriting, I did a ton of the songwriting, just like the initial stuff, and it was really fun because we were finishing recording the first album, and I think I had recorded all my parts, so I just started writing new songs, and it was just kind of like just the momentum, wanted to keep the momentum going for sure. And yeah, it was a lot of fun and just started writing, like wrote a song, wrote some lyrics, and it was just a story. And then I was able to write a second song that continued the story. And then I realized I could do the story a little bit before that, and just made it a whole concept album, just one big long story. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, as far as the production, everything goes, we recorded with Andy Patterson at Boar's Nest Studio, and we always record these groups, and he makes stuff sound even better than it is.
Amazing.
So yeah, it was a ton of fun, and yeah, like we got to use all of his amps. Like I used his Sun Model T amps, and he also has like hex cabs that are built by some of our friends who are an Eagle Twin, and they're awesome. So just having the access to all that different stuff is really cool. Makes it fun.
Amazing. Amazing. And does Obsidian Eye has some kind of concept or a theme that it was focused on?
Yeah. So the theme, I guess, is just kind of like, what is death? You know, are and so I suppose that when are do we just die and that's it, or are we assimilated into a greater consciousness? I don't know, but I was kind of exploring that in writing some of the lyrics, and the story just, I mean, it started out with that question kind of, and then just went from there, where like the first song was about, I guess it was kind of the overview of this galactic being in space that was just becoming sentient, and um, finding that it could, I don't know, take people's souls and just their minds and build upon itself. And then so that's the first song, is kind of that, just describing it, and the second song is just opens up, and there's a village of people, and they're out on a hunt, and they get attacked by a mountain lion, and they get rabies, and they start dying on their return trip. And that's, in a way, that's kind of the micro theme of it. And then like the macro is this galactic being taking everybody's souls, just yeah. And so, and then there is um the all right. So then we have just the villagers want to bring their people back to life, and they want to, figure out how to do that. And there are whispers of these dark priests on these distant frontiers, and they take the dead bodies on a ship and go through time and space, and find these priests and bring them back to life, and then they come back to the village, and they're definitely not the same. So that's pretty much the story.
Cool, 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 guys. Awesome. And an amazing artwork that goes for this album, and it depicts a lot of amazing things. And as a creator, would you like to tell me a bit on the artwork of this album?
One of you guys want to take it?
I mean, we had Jordan Barlow do it. He did our first album as well. He's a really amazing, talented artist that does a lot of stuff for bands and other things and everything, and has done some High on Fire covers and stuff like that. And he was way into the idea, and just kind of sent him kind of I think we sent him the lyrics and
Yeah.
just kind of gave him like a rough idea of kind of what we were thinking visually and let him run with it. And it's mainly like what he came up with. So we were super happy with what he did come up with. So
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And had the pleasure to listen to the album in its entirety, and I have to say, six great songs along with two B-sides, and great, great, great work, and keeping the roots of doom metal and sludge, and it all combined together, and the heaviness and the vocals and the musicianship can be felt throughout the album. Fantastic work from you guys, and thank you so much for putting amazing album this year. As a creator, how do you guys feel about the sophomore album?
I think we feel pretty good about it. We definitely feel like we're kind of like getting into our groove and kind of finding our lane or our niche, and yeah, just kind of finding the sound that we want to kind of continue with in the future.
Amazing.
Definitely.
Awesome, awesome. And did you guys do something special on July 11th?
We didn't. A lot of press stuff, I suppose. Yeah, we were gonna do a album release show, but our drummer lives in Oregon, and it just wasn't working out to do it. So, it's all right as long as we're writing music. I'm happy, and we have a show in a couple months with Conan, and that's gonna be awesome. So we'll just make that our record release party, I guess.
Awesome, awesome. And any plans on an international touring?
We are working at starting by going to Canada, and then from there branching out to Europe and doing doing as much as we can. So yeah, we're all trying to figure out the logistics of it.
Cool, cool, cool. And did you guys do some merchandise to go along with this album?
Yeah, we have vinyl and tapes and CDs. And we've got t-shirts and stuff, but yeah, so we got all that physical media stuff, and Olde Magick Records put out the vinyl for us, which is awesome, and just made it so that it could be available through Cosmic Artifacts in Europe. And so that was a great help, and Olde Magick is an awesome label that is just, I mean, they're for the artist, which is really cool.
We also have some merch available on heavythreads.com. A lot of t-shirts and hoodies, and I think they got a coffee mug on there.
Yeah.
So people are looking for that stuff. That's where you go. Heavy Threads.
Fantastic. And speaking on the band, the history goes back to 2020, now 5 years with two full-length albums. So how do you guys feel about the road that you have come over so far?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just sort of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, me and Matt, we sort of started this band in 2016 and wrote, maybe 5 songs. And in that, we didn't know who was going to do vocals. I was playing bass, and it just kind of petered out. Like we just didn't have the steam back then, I guess. There's a lot of stuff going on in life. But yeah, and then just, in 2020, just started writing and, switching to guitar and doing vocals. And I just kind of demoed everything and then started showing it to these guys, and they were down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually joined the band for the second album. I wasn't even a part of the first album, so it was, I remember when they released it, I listened to it and I was like, oh, this is awesome, because we just kind of, I mean, we've always been friends, but as far as music wise, we kind of lost touch playing together and stuff. And the guy Joey that played guitar on the first album decided he didn't want to, or couldn't do the band, so he asked me, and I was like, yeah, man, I want to give it a shot. That'd be great. And that's probably why the second album sounds quite a bit different than the first one in a way. Not just like the writing, but I think it's just two different, players, two different guitar stylings on both albums. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And any highlights that you want to share with the fans today?
Some highlights would be, I mean, for me, would be opening for the Obsessed. That was a really cool show to play.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was awesome.
Playing one not too long ago with a band, God's Iron Tooth, and I Hate God. That was another really, really good show. That was felt kind of privileged to be able to open up for those guys.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Tons of fun.
I mean, main highlight I think is having the album pressed on vinyl.
Yeah, definitely. First time I've ever been in a band that pressed vinyl, so that's pretty cool.
Same here.
Maybe. Awesome. And speaking on the future plans, so what are your upcoming plans for the band, and are you going to try do a lot of touring in support of this album, or are you going to get to the studio again real soon?
We're planning on getting into the studio before touring. We want to start recording the third album over the winter. We actually have a split that we recorded. When was it? A year ago?
Yeah,
It's been about a year.
Hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah. But we have a split with a band called Face Pulp that's out of Flagstaff, Arizona, and we're gonna release that later this year, and we're really excited about that. One thing about that was that we actually took two of the songs from the band that Matt and I were doing in 2016 and just worked on those a little bit, wrote some lyrics and added those and then wrote two new songs. So we're really excited to do that, to release that. And, maybe we'll be doing some touring with Facebook because we love those guys. And then, so besides that, we want to get back into the studio over the winter to do the third album, which we are writing right now.
Amazing. Awesome, awesome. And with millions and millions of bands around the world, getting a name for the band is the hardest thing, and you not have to put a lot of hard work into it. So, what are some of the strategies that you guys do?
He does a lot of social media. I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
I think the only strategy, and I don't even know if I would call it a strategy, is just be a part of the scene, just be engaged with the scene. Like, this is the kind of music I like. Like all the doom stuff, all the stoner metal stuff, stoner rock stuff, and it's just being a part of the scene. You know people and you share your music with them, and they in turn share your music with other people. And so it's just being a part of it with everyone else. And that's pretty much it. I think that we've like collectively we've been doing this so long. Like Matt and I were in a band called Old Timer in 2007, and we were doing the stoner metal doom thing back then. So we've just played with a million bands and know a lot of people and have just been a part of the scene. So that's what it is.
Great, 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 great. And finally, the message that you have for the fans around the world.
Just check out Obsidian Eye.
Yeah,
it's out
check
on
out
all
Obsidian Eye.
platforms, and you can order the records. I don't know where do they order from you?
From our band camp.
Yeah.
I mean, from Olde Magick's band camp, from Cosmic Artifacts in Europe. And I mean, we've got them in all the record stores here in Utah. Got to branch out for other states for the record stores, but I just want to say thanks for everybody for listening. And I mean, all the feedback has been awesome. And just, I don't know, it's really cool to connect with people.
Amazing. Awesome, awesome. And guys, I want to thank you all so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you guys on the show, and a real pleasure to meet you all. And once again, thanks so much for putting up an amazing album, Obsidian Eye, this year. Like I said earlier, great album, fantastic work. The heaviness, the doom, and the sludge can be felt throughout this album. And really loving each and every song from this album. There is not even a single song that can be let out. That's what the beauty of this album is all about. And I want to thank you guys again.
Thanks.
And
Appreciate
I
Yeah,
guess
thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
wishing you all the best and really hoping to see you guys on the road someday soon.
Cool,
Awesome.
man. Thanks for
Yeah.
having
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having us. Yeah.
My pleasure. Take care and have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.
All
You
right.
too. See
Bye.
ya.
Yeah.